여러분 반갑습니다. I'm 권소아 and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, and today a look at K-musicals in our K-Culture Issues segment. So with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Walter Lee. Walter, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Soa, and happy Friday to everyone watching here on the K-Culture Dive. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host alongside Soa and bring you the latest in K-entertainment stories.
All right, we're going to start off with K-Enter News, Walter.
Yep.
Now, Walter, if you ask people randomly about which K-pop stars have really contributed massively into spreading K-pop to the world, probably many would say BTS, right?
Yeah,
But before that, there was an oppa who also had a big role in, making K-pop, this one particular K-pop music video go viral, and that really opened up the eyes to K-pop as well. So we're talking about Psy.
Yes, we are indeed. I mean, I think he was the one that really skyrocketed Hallyu to its most extreme at the start. So yes, as you said, we're talking about Oppa Gangnam Style, Psy. So yes, it's been a while.
It's been a while that we talked about him, but today we have to talk about him because he's appearing on CNN. Why is that?
Yeah, it kind of doesn't really make sense. CNN is known as a news network, but global news network CNN International is set to release a new documentary series called K Everything, set to air on May 9th, 8 p.m. ET, Eastern Time. The series takes an in-depth look at Korean culture, covering everything from K-pop to K-food to K-beauty and entertainment, of course, and is actually hosted by Korean-American actor Daniel Dae-Kim. Now, according to P Nation, Psy will guest appear on the series where himself and Daniel Dae-Kim are expected to speak candidly about the global popularity of K-pop, fandom culture, and the music industry itself. Again, the series starts on May 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
A look at K Everything. It sounds familiar. I think I know another show that does something similar. But for those maybe who want to know the Korean time, it's also going to be at 9 p.m. on the 9th. So I'm going to look forward to that.
Yep.
But Walter, Blackpink news next. So what do you have?
Yes, so this has been a big year for Blackpink. They made their comeback finally, released a new album, have launched their world tour. But that's not all. This year is also the 10-year anniversary of their debut. Now, the group made their debut back in August 2016. And to celebrate the past decade, Blackpink will release commemorative postage stamps. Now, that's also in collaboration with Korea's Ministry of Science and ICT and the Korea Post.
So when will these stamps will be released?
That's the question now. Korea Post announced that the Blackpink 10th anniversary commemorative stamps will officially be released on June 16th and consist of 10 designs in total. Now, commemorative stamps are usually produced to honor nationally significant events or historical figures, but interestingly, since the first publication of commemorative stamps, honoring living individuals is quite rare, except for, obviously, presidents. Now, this is making the occasion even more special for the group. Now, sales will take place both online and offline. Prior to the official release, online pre-orders will be available from 7 p.m. on June 12th until midnight on June 15th, Korea time. International fans, you will be able to purchase the stamps through YG Select and the English language Korea Post website.
Living legends indeed. But just quickly, they are also still continuing to break records.
They are indeed so. So their recently released third mini album, as I mentioned before, Deadline, surpassed 1.77 million first week sales on the Huntos chart, setting a new all-time record for the girl group. Meanwhile, the title track Go entered both the US Billboard Hot 100 and the UK official singles Top 100, further extending Blackpink's record for the most chart appearances by a female K-pop artist.
And finally, let's talk about South Korea's leading comprehensive arts awards ceremony, the Baeksang Arts Awards.
Yes, a very big award ceremony indeed. Now, the 62nd Baeksang Arts Awards is set to air on Friday, basically later this evening in Seoul with entertainer Shin Dong-yeop and actors Bae Soo-ji, best known as Suzy, and Park Bo-gum reuniting as MCs for the 8th consecutive year. Now, some standout nominations include K-dramas like Our Unwritten Soul, starring actor and GOT7 member Jin Young or Park Jin Young, and Park Bo-young, and You and Everything Else stars Kim Go-eun and Park Ji-hyun, each owning nominations in 6 categories. Now, in the film category, you guessed it, director Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice, or 어쩔 수가 없다, and Jang Hang-jun's The King's Warden, or 왕과 사는 남자, led the nominations with 7 each, including Best Film. Now, this year's ceremony has also expanded its scope by introducing a new musical category in celebration of the 60th anniversary of Korean musicals. Now, in the newly established musical category, The Long Night, or King Kin Pam, also Laika, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, Mong Yu Do-won, Dream Journey to the Peach Blossom Land, will compete for the honor of becoming the first ever winners of this award.
Wow, some remarkable productions that you mentioned here, Walter. Well, thank you for those updates and stick around.
Will do.
And now we turn to our AI anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. Attendance at this spring's K-Royal Culture Festival at Seoul's major palaces and Jongmyo Shrine topped 725,000, setting a new record high. From April 25th to May 3rd, visitor numbers at the 5 royal palaces, namely Gyeongbokgung, Changdeokgung, Deoksugung, Changgyeonggung and Gyeonggigung, along with Jongmyo Shrine, reach over 725,280, up 26,000 from last year. Foreign attendance also rose sharply this year with nearly 183,430 overseas visitors touring major palaces and Jongmyo Shrine. That's a 30% increase from last year's spring event. The Royal Culture Festival will return for its autumn edition in October. The Korea Heritage Service has ordered the Seoul city government and related authorities to conduct a World Heritage Impact Assessment for a controversial high-rise project near Jongmyo Shrine. The Heritage Agency said the planned high-rise redevelopment must first undergo an evaluation of its potential impact on the UNESCO-listed shrine before the project plan can be revised and supplemented. Under the current law, the Korea Heritage Service is empowered to take protective measures against projects deemed likely to affect World Heritage sites and their surrounding historic and cultural environments. Much attention is now on Seoul City's response as the city government pushes to finalize the project. The Culture Ministry will begin distributing more than 2.2 million movie discount coupons worth 6,000 won each starting next Wednesday. The ministry secured over 27 billion won, or more than $18.5 million in supplementary budget funding last month, for a total of 4.5 million discount coupons, with the remaining ones scheduled for release in July. The discounts can be used on the websites and mobile apps of major multiplex chains, including CGV, Lotte Cinema, and Megabox. 2 coupons will be automatically issued to online membership accounts and can be applied when purchasing movie tickets. The discounts will be offered on a first-come first-served basis and will end once supplies run out. The ministry says it will continue supporting the Korean film industry to help spur another rebound for local cinema. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Content creators from around the world are taking on a new role as digital ambassadors for Korea. The Culture Ministry has put together the 7th K-influencer cohort, bringing together more than 1,000 creators from nearly 100 countries to share Korean culture with global audiences. Our correspondent Jo Young-in was at the induction ceremony, and so was I. Take a look.
Global content creators selected by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism as K-influencers have officially begun their activities to serve as ambassadors introducing Korea through social media. The launch ceremony for the 7th K-Influencer Academy was held Thursday in Seoul, with around 100 foreign creators residing in Korea attending in person, alongside Deputy Minister Kong Hyung-sik. The 7th K-Influencer cohort includes creators with already established global audiences, producing multilingual content featuring everyday life in Korea.
When people visit Korea, I want to show them not only Seoul, but also other cities where they can have fun. Many foreign visitors only know the famous tourist spots, but I hope to introduce more diverse regions of Korea.
One of the ceremony's highlight was a talk show introducing the K-Influencer Academy program, where creators with large subscriber bases shared insights and experiences from building global audiences. Participants also emphasized that creating meaningful content goes beyond simply entertaining viewers online, as they hope to introduce broader and more diverse sides of Korea.
It is an honor to represent global influencers and participate in this K-Influencer program. I hope this opportunity helps more foreigners create meaningful content, introducing Korea to the world.
Creators added that they hope the program will encourage more foreigners to communicate Korea's culture and values with audiences around the world.
From the beginning, I believed the most important thing was not simply making entertaining content, but creating content that conveys value and offers something people can learn from.
The Cultural Ministry said it evaluated applicants based on their content planning abilities and commitment to promoting Korean culture, ultimately selecting 1,152 from more than 4,000 applications. This year's recruitment drive attracted the highest number of applicants since the program began in 2020, representing the growing interest in Korean culture. A ministry official said K-influencers are more than just content creators, describing them as ambassadors promoting Korean culture to the world, adding that the government plans to continue expanding educational programs and support for participants. 조영은, 아리랑 뉴스.
Many countries celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day separately, but in Korea, it's a little different. Both are honored together on May 8th, Parents' Day. So why did Korea choose to combine the two? The story begins in the United States. In 1907, activist Anna Jarvis honored her late mother by handing out white carnations, her mother's favorite flower. The gesture caught on. By 1914, Mother's Day had become a nationally celebrated holiday in the US. The tradition soon reached Korea. In the 1930s, Christian groups introduced the idea of honoring mothers, and in 1956, May 8th was designated as Mother's Day. Koreans showed their love for their mothers with red carnations pinned close to the heart. But over time, people began to ask, what about fathers? For generations, Korean society has been shaped by a deep sense of filial piety, respecting and honoring one's parents, alongside a strong, shared commitment to family. So, instead of celebrating mothers and fathers separately, it simply felt more natural to honor them together. So, in 1973, Mother's Day evolved into Parents' Day, celebrating mothers and fathers side by side. A tradition that began in the US found new meaning in Korea, blending with its deep-rooted values of filial piety, family, and respect. The ones who have always been there for us are often the ones we forget to thank. Perhaps today, May 8th, is the day to bridge that silence and let our gratitude finally speak.
The performance scene in the month of May is especially vibrant this year, with a wave of original Korean musicals bringing traditional Korean culture and sentiment to the audience. From taekwondo and traditional folklore to pansori, these productions are creatively reinterpreting uniquely Korean heritage through contemporary musical theater. For a closer look, we are joined by culture critic Professor Ji Hye-won from Kyunghee University. Welcome back, Professor Ji.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, Professor Ji, let's begin with the musical Fly High Taekwon. From the title alone, it clearly stands out as a production that is combining the martial arts Taekwondo with musical theater. So tell us more about it.
Right, the musical Fly High Taekwon, Taekwon 날아올라, is a family-friendly musical based on Taekwondo, as you just mentioned, a word that expands the traditional Korean martial arts into the performing arts content. In particular, it is characterized as a performance-oriented production that combines Taekwondo demonstrations with the musical narratives. So the musical premiered in 2022, followed by the revival the following year, and it returned to the stage in April at Theater Yong in National Museum of Korea. So centered on the journey of the Korea Sports High School Taekwondo team as they challenge for their championship after a long period of slump. It explores the friendship and the competition and the growth of the young people.
Right, and continuing on Taekwondo, it was actually recently nominated for the inclusion on the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list, right? And it's been increasingly recognized not just as a sport, but as sort of a form of culture, which I believe it is as well. It's so in-depth in our culture. In this context, do you view attempts to combine Taekwondo with the performing arts?
Right. I believe the attempts to integrate Taekwondo into the performing arts have significant the growth potential. So, however, the crucial point is how Taekwondo is utilized within the theater productions. And this is what distinguishes the Fly High Taekwondo. So it is not merely a musical using Taekwondo as its subject matter, but rather the attempt to use Taekwondo as the physical language of the performance itself. So in this performance, in this musical, Taekwondo functions not merely as a sporting technique, but as a representation of the Korean value and the choreography within the musical. So furthermore, I believe that integrating Taekwondo into the performing arts allows us to promote it more widely to the global market as a national brand.
I think it is a wonderful blend. But Professor Ji, let's move on to Mongyu-doan. Earlier, Walter did mention that it's actually nominated at the Baeksang Arts Awards.
For tonight.
Yes, and you earlier mentioned there is probably a high chance that Mongyu-doan will receive.
I think so, yeah.
An award? Okay, let's look forward to that. But please explain to our foreign viewers what Mongyu-doan is about, the story, and what does it actually mean?
The musical Mongyu-doan, Dream Journey to the Peach Blossom Land, is a Korean original musical that premiered in 2002 under the title Mongyu-doan-do, and the title has been changed to Mongyu-doan upon its revival in 2026. So interpreted from the Chinese letter Mongyu-doan, the title means to float in the ideal land within a dream or a utopian paradise unfolding like a dream. The title is taken from the early Joseon Dynasty painting of the same name, Mongyu-doan-do, a work based on the story of a Grand Prince Ampyeong-daegun wandered through an ideal paradise in his dreams. Therefore, the painting embodies the value such as reality and dreams, desire and utopia, and the unreachable world. So, and these concepts are also reflected in the musical Mongyu-doan as well. However, this musical is not based on the painting, but on the novel of the same name by Choi In-ho, which was inspired by the tale of Domi in Samguk Sagi, depicting the desire of the powerful king and the unbreakable love of the ordinary couples. So therefore, the title implies the act of walking through a dream toward an idea, so signifying an unattainable desire, fantasies, and the unstable psychological state of the human beings, the characters.
Right, Professor, recently there seems to be this growing trend of original productions based on Korean folklore or folk tales and traditional narratives. Now, why do you think this trend is sort of emerging? And among them, what makes, as we were just talking about before, Mongyu-doan particularly distinctive?
Right. I believe that the recent increases the Korean performing arts scene using folk tales, myth, and the traditional sentiment as a motif is a very natural phenomenon. At the same time, I consider it a progress in which the Korean performing arts industry is seeking our own unique stories and our stage languages as well. So from the perspective, 목류도원, Dream Journey to the Peach Blossom Land, is a unique symbolic work. So this is because the piece is not merely a stage adaptation of a Korean folktale, but attempt to translate Korean aesthetics and the Eastern fantasy into the language of a musical theater.
Right, and Professor Ji, we cannot leave out 서편제.
Oh, right.
Now, the original film actually received a lot of attention at international film festivals, but let's talk about also the musical, of course. So it remains a work that deeply resonates with the Korean sentiment. So please tell us a bit more about it and also what's behind the title of 서편제.
Right, the famous film director In Kwon-taek's well-known film 서편제 was created based on the Lee Chung-jun's novel 남도 사람. So, and while the musical is a reinterpretation of the novel, it captures the sentiment of the film as well. So 서편제 is actually a term used in 판소리 to refer to the school of the pansori that developed primarily in the southwestern region of Jeolla province. So therefore, just as in the film, the sensibility of pansori is conveyed intact in the musical as well. And I believe the reason this musical has been continuously loved since its premiere in 2010 is due to the music and pansoris that are imbued with the uniquely Korean sentiment of the production.
I was just getting goosebumps by just looking at the footage right now and hearing 살다 보면.
살다 보면.
Yes, so yeah, I mean, I haven't gone to the musical yet, but this is one that I really want to watch in the near future.
And actually, the famous pansori singer 이자람 is in the show, and it has been the show for 15 years.
Right.
Right. So when discussing 서편제, it is impossible to overlook the uniquely Korean emotion of Han. Now, we've actually kind of talked a bit about that on our show before, and it's really quite hard to interpret for some people.
Right.
Like, how would you explain this concept to the international audience?
Right. The core emotion of 서편제 and 판소리 is what we commonly refer to Han. The Han is not merely sadness or depression, rather, more accurately, it is an emotion stemming from the deep-seated wounds or resignation, which we feel as we continue to endure our lives despite everything. So therefore, the Han in 서편제's 판소리 is complex emotion stemming from the sense of loss, disappearing traditions, or poverty, or the broken relationship with the family, rather than just a personal feeling.
I hope with that explanation, and then after maybe watching 서편제, even foreigners can get the feel of what Han really means.
Right.
But speaking of foreign audiences, Professor Ji, is there any way that foreign audiences can approach these very Korean traditional musicals in a maybe easier way?
I don't believe it is easy for the foreign audiences to fully understand the Korean historical or social or emotional context while appreciating this work. However, these pieces clearly contain universal values and emotions. So therefore, I recommend focusing on the overall meaning of the work rather than the minor context of the production. So, and experiencing the diversity and the discovery the diversity of the Korean, the cultural characteristics and the unique way of it. And in addition, for the case of the shows, something based on the original work like 서편제 or 목류도원, I think it is a good idea to read the novel or watch the movie first before seeing the performance.
Right, those are some great tips, and thank you as always for your insights. And I also feel because today is Parents' Day, and also we have the month of May is actually referred to as the family month in Korea.
Right.
So I think it's perfect to go and watch these performances with your families as well.
Indeed.
I think so.
And thank you very much, Professor Z. We're going to see you back next time.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here soon.
See you very soon.
Thanks for watching and for your interest in everything K-Culture. K-Culture Dive will be back on Monday, 2 p.m. Korea time. Have a culture-filled weekend and keep diving.